So everybody was like, man, drop a project, do this, do that. And I'm like, it's that time yet. I'm not ready. I feel like I have better music that I can make if I even put this project together. So after college, I started working at Planet Fitness, and I was talking to a guy, and we was talking about stocks and bonds, things of that nature. One day, I was just like, yeah, man, I don't know if I can put too much money in stocks. I gotta do this music thing. He's like, you do music? I'm like, yeah. He said, I produce music. I'm like, dang. So that's how I met my engineer.
So what are the name of these shoes?
Playoff 12s. That's what they are called.
Are these your everyday shoes or your dream shoes?
Man, I ain't gonna hold you. You like my Get Fly shoes. Like, shoes that I wear. Sometimes I just wanna look sweet at. I get a couple compliments on these when I do wear them.
Yeah, you gotta clean it above the table. That's where all the lenses are focused.
Not bad.
You good?
But yeah, these my Get Fly shoes.
What's the importance of a Get Fly shoe?
To get fly. It's to make yourself feel good sometimes. Because when you look good, you perform better. So, yeah, that's the purpose of my Get Fly shoes.
Oh.
I.
Sorry. Got to sleep. Let's go.
Oh, they this joint the side, right?
As an artist, how important is presentation?
Presentation is everything. It's like you're meeting enough people for the first time. You know, say first impressions are long-lasting impressions. So it's pivotal.
What's it like growing up in DC?
I guess it's like almost like anywhere that you grow up. Growing up in DC is it's like it has its ups and downs. You know, you start off going to school, you know, friends, not caring the world. Then as you get older, go to different schools, get different experiences. You know, you got some friends that choose the streets, some friends that's, you know, doing your regular 9 to 5, or some friends that's not even doing anything. It's just so crazy. Like, you know, they put us on the cameras of like they show the monuments and White Houses, but they're not showing what the real DC looks like.
What's the real DC?
Real DC is the go-go's, the staying around in the neighborhoods, just being outside, being active. That's what the real DC to me is.
What brought you to music?
Like, I feel like music was brought to me. Since I was a kid, I was in the womb, and my mother was telling this story about how when I was like moving around in her stomach, she would play a specific song or just a song in general, and I would face up to the north and stop moving. Once I was born, I feel like I gravitate towards things like singing. I remember vividly going on in church. I didn't want to get in the choir, but my mother was not trying to let me leave without getting in the choir. So she just pulled me and sat me down on the choir, and I was singing. And as I started singing, started gravitating towards the drums. Then when I mastered the drums, or felt like I mastered the drums, went back to singing, and I was in this choir called the Washington Youth Choir. Used to leave school and go to Chinatown to do rehearsals, and from there I met like endless stars, like Something Behind Beyonce, sung for Barack Obama, went to Joe Biden's house. So I feel like music was brought to me. As far as like rap music goes, same. First person I really listened to was like Biggie, Tupac, Nas, Jay. Started falling in love with it like that. So yeah.
What's the importance of having a strong musical background in music?
I don't. You mean like growing up with that, or like do you mean like just having it period?
Having that period before becoming an independent artist.
Well, I don't. It can go either way. I don't think that you need to have a strong musical background, because there's been a lot of artists that just started music yesterday and just blew up the next day. I think you have to have a good business background for music, but practice makes permanent. If that person is passionate about the music, they keep going. But some people aren't introduced to music like me, or like others. So when they just start, it's not about how you start, it's how you finish. So yeah, if that makes sense.
So right now you have a project that's dropping in September.
Right.
What brought about the start of that project?
Well, I was always trying to start this project. So I started this rapping really and releasing music in college. So everybody was like, man, drop a project, do this, do that. And I'm like, it's not time yet. I'm not ready. I feel like I have better music that I can make before I even put this project together. So after college, I started working at Planet Fitness, and I was talking to a guy, and we was talking about stocks and bonds, things of that nature. One day I was just like, yeah, man, I don't know if I can put too much money in stocks. I gotta do this music thing. He's like, you do music? I'm like, yeah. He said, I produce music. I'm like, dang. So that's how I met my engineer. So that was about 2018, 19, something like that. And ever since then, I've been trying to perfect this first album, and which I feel like I have done to this point. So yeah, it's been a long time coming for this project. I'll show you these.
When producing music, do you ever think about the fans' experience?
All the time. All the time. I'm thinking like, oh, are they gonna resonate with these lyrics, these bars, this message? Then if they do, how can I perform these songs when I'm on stage? So sometimes that takes away from my creative process, uh, and also builds it as well. So I'm always thinking about the listener because I don't just want to throw out anything. I want to uplift people. I want people to know the struggle, and if this their struggle, I want to tell their struggle. So I want perfect to convey what I want to say, and hope that it makes somebody else's story as well. Okay.
Would you say there's a battle between the artistry that you would like to put out and public opinion of what they expect of you?
Yeah. Because I have listeners that's aging from 18 all the way to, let's say, 60, 70 years old. And sometimes I'm like, I don't want to use too much profanity. Other times it's like, I don't care. They like it, they like it. So that hampers my creative process a little bit. But I'm learning to, adjust and bring the two together. So, yeah. Cool up.
What's your favorite part of the creative process?
My favorite part of the process is actually making the bars and making the song, and that's basically it. It's going around, driving, playing the beat in my car, and rapping, freestyling, whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, that joint would go hard. And then going to the studio and laying it down, then other people, like the engineer, be like, oh yeah, that's hard. Or sending it to the group chat, like, oh yeah, that's hard. So that's my favorite part of the creative process. Figuring out what X is. You want to talk about algebra.
Do you believe in the car test?
The car test? Oh yeah, for sure. If it don't bang in the whip, you can't play it nowhere else. Like that's the start of everything. You gotta play the music in the car to go to the club, and you want to hear your music in the club. So yeah, the car test is pivotal, man. Yeah, you can't defeat that. You have to pass the car test. You have to.
Was there anybody in your life that exposed you to hip hop, or did you pick it up yourself?
I picked it up myself. I honestly really started getting into rap around 2008, specifically when T.I. dropped that Paper Trail album. And I'm like, dang, this is hard. Because we was on our way to South Carolina. That's where my family's from. And then once I got to where we were going, my cousin had a studio set up in his crib. First time I ever seen a studio in my life. And, they rapping and everything. I'm like, man, you know what? I'm about to try this joint. I'm geeked up off that Paper Trail. I'm like, man, I'm about to do what T.I. did. And as I was rapping, I had wrote a 16. I had wrote something. I don't even think it was a 16, but I wrote something. And once that something was done, I started freestyling, and I was like, blah, blah, blah. And whoever was in the room behind me, out my peripheral, was just pointing at me, was just nodding his head, yes. And I took it as like, he got some flavor. He could actually rap or something. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just be the rapper, see where it goes.
Oh, sure.
Oops. Jump man.
Do you ever think about reaching out to labels to pitch your music or representation, or how do you go about growing your brand?
No, I don't think about going to labels and stuff. I want to be as independent as possible, create my own fan base. And create my own fan base looks like just going outside and talking to people and introducing myself and showing them that I can rap and why they should listen to me. I invested in myself, so why not you? Yeah, that's all. That's all I want to do. Just grow my fan base organically. Go to these shows, cause it has happened. I've been at shows. I perform, and then they be like, "Oh, where can I find you? I like the song. I like the energy." And it's like I MC too. Like I don't put the track over. I don't rap over my vocals. So it's like I come from the essence and people respect it. So that's how I want to grow my fan base. By ear, like back in the day.
This part of the track. What's the
These joints looking alright. If I do say so myself.
Visually speaking, what pours into your concepts for your videos?
How can I say these bars? How would I look saying these bars? And
Do me a favor.
yeah.
You got to move up into the chair, well, the table. Like you could put your feet underneath the table
Okay.
and hold the sneaker over the table more. It's too much to the side.
I wired.
Cool. I'm listening.
What was it said? How does the creative visually look?
How does the visual pour into your creative process? Like what inspires that?
Yeah, like the bars. I'm like, okay, I could say like this. Like I got a song called Minimum Wage that I'm working on, and as I'm rapping, I'm just like, man, I could see myself like working a grave shift, like slave shit, like Kanye joint. Like I could do that. I also see the song called Caught Up that's on the project. Me going door to door, having mixtapes inside the box. And I get to this last door and it's like beautiful young lady. Open the door and I'm just mesmerized by her. And I'm like, yeah, my name's Corey J. We outside just giving the music away. Do. You should take this, listen to it. And as she's listening to, like as she takes it, she's going to go to her room, get ready, play the joint, song ensues. And as we get in the car, my man is like, bro, we gonna be late for work. What we gotta do? So we get to work, the dude fire us and stuff. So now we just drive into the studio back to make a diss track as the Caught Up song is playing. So it's just, I don't know, I just got a vivid imagination. I just wanted to resonate with people.
Good. Here it comes. You like it.
Don't ask me how I do it, I just do it.
What's your favorite track off of the new project that comes out in September?
My favorite track off the project, there's two of them. It's Caught Up and Fast Lane. Fast Lane is depicting what the everyday street life for youngins, kids in DC looks like. Well, basically just telling about how a kid that I revere as my brother, it's like I'm telling him what the streets would do to him if he keeps going down that route, you know. So that's one of my favorites. And then Caught Up is another favorite because that's where I am at in life. And I feel like that a lot of people can relate to that. It's like you graduating college and stuff, you don't know what to do. You probably got a degree in psychology like me, just got the bachelor's, knowing daggone well you need like the master's or PhD just to get some real revenue from what you're doing. So being caught up with who you are, who you're trying to be, yeah, chasing a dream and living reality. Yeah.
Got this. It's a different also.
What have you learned from your artistry?
I've learned that you can't like pamper yourself from being who you are or write what you feel. You know, you can always revise it and stuff, but always say what you feel. What else have I learned? Learn to be patient. Everything doesn't revolve around your time. Things happen. Sometimes you gotta put things down in order for things to pick up. Sometimes you're not ready for that moment, but you're gonna be ready for the next time. So I learned that in my artistry.
Yes.
So yeah, those two things I learned.
What's the most important part of being a Mo?
Being a who?
A Mo.
Mo. Drink Mo wet. It's like the best part about being a Mo, man. Nobody can tell you different. You can go everywhere, anywhere in the world, and they can smell DC on you. Oh, you got an accent. Or you dress a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like you got this confidence about yourself. Like you just him. Like, and then you don't even probably even have to personify that you him. You ain't gotta say too much. They know. You know what I'm saying? That's the best part of being a Mo. You know, that's all. Yeah.
Does the go-go play any influence on your music?
Nah, not at all. Because I didn't grow up in the go-go's, so that's why it doesn't play a part. Because I'm straight rap. If it ain't rap, it's gospel. Sometimes I feel like my rap is the gospel, you know. But yeah, go-go doesn't play a part. I love go-go more than the next man, but I just know that's not for me. Do I have go-go songs? Yeah, I do. I play around with it because I love the sound, but no, it doesn't play like a big factor in my music and my creativity. But I think that's like, I think it's in you though. Just like carry outs and stuff like mumble sauce, fries, chicken, all that stuff. It's like just your surroundings growing up in DC. That's what it is. Like it's in you. Like it might not be as big as the other percentages that you got with you or whatever, but yeah, it plays a part, but it's not a major part for me.
I remember you saying that you listened to Biggie growing up. What was that experience like for you as a kid?
Man, so like I remember vividly. You can go back and listen to this song called Mumble Sauce that I had dropped, and the joint said that fell in love with beats editing the age of 10. You see here in frequencies playing B.I.G. Told my mom it's a dream that you gotta proceed. So you forever in my heart, WPGC. Like, I remember riding home in the car after church, and they had played Biggie. I think it was Juicy too. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like, I'm trying to be just like that. I was like, man, you can't do that. You gotta rap for Jesus. I'm like, But yeah, so that's when YouTube was starting to come out. So I used to play Biggie, Juicy Joint, and Big Papa, and all these other stuff. I'm like, dang, like wordplay, etiquette, swag, slidiness, everything. Like Biggie had it. To me, he was the best rapper at the time. So Biggie played a big part on my music career so far.
What's your favorite track from Biggie, or your favorite Biggie album? Track or album, you choose.
That's a great question. I would say, I would say life after death. Um, no. I would say ready to die. Ready to die because that was like so raw. He didn't even know he was gonna make it to next day. And one of the songs that played in my head is the Unbelievable joint. The Unbelievable joint was one of my favorite joints. You're unbelievable. Or Machine Gun Funk. I live for the funk. I live for the funk. That was my joint. Oh yeah. Ready to Die was my favorite album.
Compared to the albums of back then to now, who is your current inspiration when it comes to the music that you make?
Like right now, who's my current inspiration? Like a share. Wow. It's a couple people. I think all the artists that's doing it. It's gonna sound left right now, what I'm about to say, but man, Lotto, you a rapper, J. Cole, Big Sean, who else out here doing? Drake, Nipsey, rest in peace Nipsey. I play him like he never left. Yeah, people with substance, man. People that actually love the craft, the art, and have a message to what they got going on. So if you doing your thing, you definitely you passing the car test. I can assure you definitely doing that.
In your next step going towards this release, what's one thing you keep in mind for your process?
I keep in mind that whatever's for you is for you. Whatever happens, you attract it. You know what I'm saying? And what you're gonna do when you make that attraction is up to you. You can either be crying off of spilled milk, or you can make shit into sugar. You know what I'm saying? So, and just get ready for the next wave, whatever you got. So yeah. Hey, who knew this is the day of my shoes?